Imagine being a salesperson, right? Imagine being a salesperson that your salary is commission based, right? So you go to work every day expecting to make sales, to make some money. Now there is this particular week that you went to work and you came very close. I mean, so many times you came close to making money and you did not. Imagine the frustration. Now that is what happened to me last week during the trading week, right? And I told you I'll be bringing updates on how I'm going to recover from this drawdown to you. So we're going to get straight into the chart. I'm going to show you why or how or what I mean by coming this close to making money, right? So without wasting much time, let's get straight into the chart and I'll show you what I mean. Welcome, wonderful traders. My name is Preacher FS, aka the Forest Preacher, and on the screen is my trading plan. That is going to be the basis of this video. I'm going to use that trading plan to show you what I meant by trade idea forming but no entry. So remember last week I shared that I was on my recovery plan after being down 8.5%, and well, I told you I'll be bringing you weekly update, and this is the weekly update, right? So last week was actually very interesting in the sense that I had a lot of trade ideas formed but no entry. So I'll be showing you what I mean by trade idea forming and no entry, right? The thing is, having an idea is not equal to having an entry. And some of you might be thinking, if you had an idea, why didn't you just try, right? But the thing is, trying is gambling, and waiting is trading, right? You have to wait for your edge, you have to wait for your entry confirmation, and then you take the trade. So by sitting on my hands last week, I avoided forcing trades which could have pushed me even deeper into drawdown. And this part of my recovery plan, I'm going to take only setups that meet all my criteria, right? Yes. So let's get into the chart and I will show you what I meant by having trade idea form and no entry. So you're going to start with showing you what an ideal scenario of my strategy looks like. So let's get into it. 10th August, right? No, 11th August, and on this day we had an ideal scenario, right? So this swing high was the obvious swing high prior to London Open, and then we are following Tokyo buyers, so we are bearish. We're expecting lower prices today, or at least London session, right? So we are going to play price and expect price to come to that level. Price came to that level prior to London Open. This candle was not London, even though some days we consider it, but you expect price to sweep these highs. Now this is trade idea. When this happen, a trade idea has formed. When this happen, a trade idea has formed. When price sweep the liquidity, trade idea has formed. Now we are going to go to the lower time frames and look for entries, right? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, good. 2 minutes, there are market structure shifts. Now I don't know if some of you do not know what market structure shift is. I will just briefly explain it. Now you can see that liquidity was taken, right, and price was going higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, which signifies an uptrend. And then a higher low was taken out. This higher low was taken out by this swing. Now we call this a displacement swing, right? A valid displacement swing is one that took liquidity before displacing, right? According to our strategy, a valid displacement swing is the one that took liquidity before displacing. So now this has displaced. Now that this has happened, it tells us, or it signifies to us, that price is coming to reverse and continue the dominant bias, which was bearish before this small pullback or this liquidity grab, right? So entry. Now when we have it like that, we use fair value gaps as our entry. So So in this scenario, this fair value gap will be our entry. We put a limit order at the high of the third candle and the stop loss at the high of the second candle. So like this is our entry. So on this day, we place the ladder and then we target 1:5. Now you use limit orders. I use only limit orders. I don't enter market orders. I just use limit orders, right? So my limit order will be here and expecting price to come back into this zone and then trigger me in and then see what happens. So yes, price came to this level. Now we have a trade. This is an illustration of my ideal scenario of my strategy, so you will know when I am showing you why what I meant by price, forming a trade idea and not giving me entry. So this is the entry I was talking about. Now we've entered a trade. We're going to play price and see what happened. So good. This day was a very good day. Within like 22 minutes, price hit our take profit and we're out for the day. Now that is what makes trading sometimes interesting. 22 minutes, you are done for the day, right? You can decide to trade the New York session, or you are done for the day. So this day I was done for the day. That is my ideal setup. So the trade idea formed when price swept this liquidity, and an entry formed when fair value gap was formed in the displacement leg of the market structure shift, right? So this is an ideal scenario of my trade. And we are going to go into last week's and look at what happened throughout the week, why I said ideas form but no entry. So now you know what entries confirmations are, right? So let's go into Monday, which was 18th August. Now we are using Tokyo as direction. This was Tokyo. Tokyo was bullish. You open here, it's here, it's bullish, right? Now London has opened. Prior to London open, this was our swing low, immediate swing low that we're expecting price to take. Now price has taken it. But this wasn't just a sweep of liquidity, it was a grab of liquidity, and it was obvious that price was going deeper for a deeper liquidity. So we came for these lows, indicating that there was no trade idea, there was no entry on this day. There was no entry on this day. Idea formed, no entry. So you would see that at the end of the day, price just went in the direction where we would have predicted, right? We were going to buy, and of course it was a bullish day, but we did not have any entry confirmation. So Monday we did not take any trade. We're going to Tuesday 19th August, still using Tokyo as our directional bias for the day. Tokyo was bearish this day, and then this is the immediate swing high that we'll be expecting price to come to. So let's play price quickly. Price is not getting to that level. Now price did not get to that level during the London session. We wait for New York session, right? Now during New York session, price has come to this level. We'll go deep into a lower time frame. Price has gotten to this level, right? Now the trade idea has formed. This is the trade idea. It has formed. There has been sweep of liquidity, of sell side and buy side liquidity. Now we'll be expecting price to shift and continue the bearish move. So we go to 1 minute time frame. We'll be expecting market structure shift and a fair value gap. We kept expecting, and it did not happen. Yet price moved in our direction, or our predicted direction. So we could have made some money here if there were entries confirmation, right? That was Tuesday. We go to Wednesday. Wednesday was a bearish day. Yes, Wednesday the bias was bearish. Tokyo, we use Tokyo to, I've said it many times, determine, you mark out the swing high, then we expect price to come there. Price has gotten to this level. You go down into 1 minute time frame, there is no fair value gap. You switch to 2 minute time frame to, there is no fair value gap. 5 minutes, no fair value gap, no break of structure even. So in that case, there was no trade entry, but price ended up going in our favor. Now, some people have their own way that they use. They consider the market structure shift on a lower time frame, like 1 minute, right? Like 1 minute, this was the market structure shift. There was no fair value gap. There are people that will just mark out this place, right, and expect that a fair value gap will form here. That is the trade idea. That is the trade and the entry. That is market structure shift, right? And expect that there will be entry confirmation here. And regardless of whether there is a fair value gap on 1 minute time frame, they can go up 2 minutes, look for fair value gap here. If there is no fair value gap, they will go up 3 minutes until they find a fair value gap. So in this scenario, there was no fair value gap. The fair value gap was 5 minutes, but it was below the displacement, the displacement leg. So there was no entry, and price went to our predicted direction. That day too could have been another winner. Let's go to Thursday. Thursday looked like Tokyo was consolidating. Yes, Tokyo was just moving in range bound, but it was still a bullish bias. Yes, Thursday was bullish. You'll be expecting that this immediate swing low be taken. Right. Let's play price. Price never got to that level. And that was it. Thursday, no trade idea, no trade entry. Let's go to Friday. I want this to be very quick. Friday, 15 minutes prior to London open. Good. This is the swing prior to London open. The immediate swing prior to London open. Now we are bullish, so we look for immediate swing low, right? So this swing low, we mark out and we expect price to come and sweep that liquidity and continue bullish. So yes, that swept. We wait. Good. I have a rule that says that a 1 minute candle should close inside the liquidity pool. So yes, this one closed in it. Let's see what happened. Good. Now there's market structure shift, right? And this is a very ideal scenario. What? That's so clean in the sense that the displacement is quick and it has fair value gap. It had liquidity was swept. This swing swept this, took out this liquidity, and this market structure shifted here. Now use the bodies of the candle. I can't go deeper than this. I will probably do a series of video on this strategy, but for now we use the bodies of the candle when we are considering market structure shift, not the wick, right? So market structure has shifted. Now in this case, we are going to put our buy order here, buy limit here, stop loss below the second candle, and then we expect price to come to this level and then boom, right? That was Friday. Look at that. So on Friday, price did not come back to our entry but moved to the predicted direction. So in 4 days out of the 5 days, trade idea formed but no entry, but yet price just moved to our predicted direction. That was what I was talking about. That's what I meant by trade idea forming with no entry, right? Trade idea. I ended the week flat, no trade, no risk, and no losses. And that actually is still like progress for me, because when I started trading at first, I was taking 5 trades in a day, and that wasn't trading. That was me just guessing, gambling, right? And now I can sit through the market and wait. Waiting is trading, right? Yes, the best traders are not the ones that take most trades. They are ones that take the right trades. So if you are able to wait and then execute very well, that is when you get to win in this market. If you got any value from this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and stick around for next week's update. When the market give me setup next week, I'm going to take it and I'm going to show you. I will be ready, and I will still wait, right? So until then, be safe and trade safe. Cheers.